Hi, this is Valerie with Now Gardening, and today I'm here to give you a 6-month follow-up review on the Bosch AXT 2200 Rapid Garden Shredder. It's been about 6 months since I unboxed, assembled, and used this machine for the first time. So if you'd like to see an in-depth and complete review, I'll post a link in the comments down below. But today I'm here to talk about the tips and tricks that I've learned over the past few months, as well as my overall thoughts after using this machine many times. So let's get started. So one of the first things I want to mention is that this machine does not come with its own cord. So you do need an extension cord right from the get-go in order to make this machine work. So now it is plugged in, so if I come up here and turn the switch, it should come on. Now the second thing I want to mention is that here is where your wood chips are going to come out, and the machine does not come with any kind of box or bag to trap those wood chips. You do want to put something here yourself, otherwise it's just going to shoot all over the yard. The last thing I want to show you is how to open up the machine. So if you unscrew this, it will actually just lift off like this. And it comes completely off, and what you're left with here are the inner workings of the machine. And you will see here is, make sure that your cord is unplugged like mine is, but right here you'll see that this is the blade. And in my earlier video I'd mentioned that there was an Allen wrench or a hex key, but I didn't know what it's for, and it's actually used right here to remove the blade if you need it to be removed. Now I am not going to do that because my blade is still nice and sharp, but that is what the Allen wrench is for. Now I'm just going to put this back together. Very simple to put back into place. You come back around here to the back, you screw this down again, and you're good to go. Everything's back in place, tight, and it's ready to use again. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the size of branch that this machine will handle. Now the specs say 40 millimeters, which is 4 centimeters or around 1.5 inches. So I have my measuring tape here. So this is 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches. And I'm just going to show you about the size of limb that means according to the spec. Take this limb here, comes up to exactly 4 centimeters. Although I can tell you from my own experience, I have shredded branches that are much bigger than this without having any problems whatsoever. In fact, the machine seems to handle branches just fine, even slightly larger sizes, but it really struggles with brush that's dense. So now we're going to shred this pile of limbs that I have over here in the background. And you'll see here that with branches that are straight, they go through very, very easy. You do have to put it in with conviction. So if you just barely tap it in, or you're a little bit scared of it, it will really shake and rattle and not go through very well. So you really have to feed it in very steadily. On the other hand, if you have a limb that has branches coming off of it, you want to actually try to hold those branches together so that you put it in almost as one limb, as opposed to having all of the branches just sticking off to the side. That seems to jam up the machine. You see here, this has lots of branches all over it, so I'm going to run this through like this. I do have a couple more really thick pieces of wood, but I don't want to ruin my machine or my blade, so I'm just going to leave these for the firewood stack. If you stick with limbs, you can have these nice wood chips that are really great for mulching or putting in your compost bin. If you really start doing brush that's got a lot of different things going on, or very small twigs, see these that came off of some of the branches, they just do not shred at all. They're just too small, they pass through the blade, and they don't get chopped up into the wood chips. Overall, for the Bosch AXT 2200 Rapid Garden Shredder, really love this tool for what it is. If I really wanted to do those big limbs very often, I would need to have a more heavy-duty machine. But for what I use it around the house here, it works just fine. We tend to collect anything that's bigger than what I use here in the garden shredder, either for kindling or for firewood. So this is really perfect for around the house. It is also super lightweight. It runs at 12 kilos or about 26 pounds. It really rolls very nicely around the yard, especially in the case here, our property is built on a slope. Not only being able to haul it across the yard, but also actually being surprisingly stable. It's never fallen over or anything like that. The biggest downside is that if you do start putting some dense material in it, it tends to get blocked up and stop. And so you have to clean out those wood chips and those little twigs and so forth before you can actually get it going again. So that's it for my 6-month follow-up review. As I mentioned before, I will leave the link for the original unboxing, assembly, and review in the description and the comments down below. If you have any particular questions that I didn't answer today, feel free to drop those in the comments down below and I'll answer those as best I can. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time for garden tips and tools. Bye.